Let's dive into the eerie and unsettling world of home security footage. From chilling intruders to inexplicable events, join us as we count down the 35 most disturbing things ever captured on home security cameras. Stay tuned and prepare to be shocked. A homeowner experiences a surprising turn of events at his house.
You know, I live here.
This woman is walking away from this home with several packages in her hand. She makes it look like the packages in her hands are hers. The person recording informs her that he lives here. She replies that she knows.
If I were you, I'll put that down. Because those are my stuff. I live here.
She gets to the man's side, looking unperturbed at being caught stealing. The man tells her that the home she just left is his house. She shrugs and lies that her mom lives in the house.
Call the police on you.
The man tells her he's going to call the police on her. She dumps the package to the ground and walks away. Late into the night, 2 robbers were captured on footage doing the unthinkable. Late at night, a black SUV drives into this home. The home security camera captures the car driving in silently. The car parks and the driver opens the door. He doesn't step out of the car as he moves the vehicle around a bit. Then someone exits from the passenger's seat, but the car is blocking them. The man jumps over the fence and opens the door for the driver. Together they break into a house. The masked robbers leave the house with a stolen appliance and drive away quickly from the scene. 2 teenage thieves unknowingly set a target on their backs. Two teenage boys drive into this home on one bicycle. One of them walks towards the house and knocks on the door, while his friend stays with the bicycle. No one answers the door. The boy with the bicycle comes closer to the house. The first boy has taken off the net window covering the house window. One of the boys hides behind the pillar as someone on the street walks by. With the person gone, he meets with his friend and they leave on the bicycle. Several young boys come up with a daring plan, a plan that puts them at risk. These couple of boys, 5 boys, inspect this homeowner's house while they are away. They gather around the basement door, trying to pry it open. Only one door opens, and there is a cable lock underneath the door that makes it impossible to give access to outsiders. The boys leave, frustrated that they can't get in. The boys leave without hindrance, but the camera captures them. Shady figures circled a home with sinister thoughts, but something else was waiting for them. Several armed robbers leave their car, heading towards this home. One of the robbers gets to the door first. He pushes it, but it doesn't open. He notices the camera and gives a signal to his colleagues. He covers the lens of the camera till his friend joins him. They can do nothing to the camera. They kick in the door of the house. They are about to get in, but the homeowner is waiting for them. He shoots at the robbers. They all run away from the house, scrambling to get into the car. One of them chases after the car on foot. After several attempts, this thief has no choice but to try another method. A woman wearing a black hoodie walks up to the door of this home. She stands at the door and tries to push it open. A man in a blue hoodie joins her.
Hello? 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 I'm calling the police.
The woman tries a different path and checks the homeowner's mail for any packages. The homeowner, a woman, speaks to the woman via a security camera. She threatens to call the police on her. The woman doesn't answer and walks away. She looked helpless, knocking on a door, but that wasn't the only strange thing she did. This suspicious woman walks to this door and knocks. She retreats from the door, looking about. The woman returns to the door and knocks. She stays by the door till the homeowner answers her. The homeowner opens the inner door of the house and asks the strange woman questions. The woman waves her hand, and two armed masked men run up to the door. They kick the door down and enter the house. Sweets are dangerous, and the person who brought them to the door posed even greater danger. The man at the door stands there with a candy package in his hands. He is using a mask to hide his identity. The homeowner answers the door. The candy man sets down the package he brought and rummages. The homeowner hands the man $1 for the candy. The business is cut short as armed robbers jump in, breaking into the house. The candy man calmly walks away. The man returns and wears a mask. A suspicious banging at the door by robbers wakes the homeowner, but a lie gives their identity away. Three armed and masked men get to the door of this home. The first man uses his hoodie to cover his hand as he pulls out the outer door of the house.
Police!
The second man in the gray hoodie says they are the police. He and his accomplice begin kicking down the door. It doesn't work, and he slams his body into the door. The door suddenly opens when the third guy tries. The homeowner begins shooting at the thieves. They run away from the house. The thief was dedicated to his work but neglected one important detail. The man is pulling on the doors of the house. The doors are not coming apart, and he is unaware that someone is recording him from the top of the house. The man still tries to pry the doors open with a pole. The cops arrive stealthily and subdue him. He tries to resist arrest, but the cops descend on him. They put the cuffs on his wrist. The robbers' plan was thwarted by something trivial and sturdy, blocking their way. Three masked men walk into the backyard of this home. They walk up the stairs. The man in the lead tries to open the door of the home. The man kicks and hits the inner door repeatedly. His colleagues wait for him to be done, but the door won't open. Another man kicks the door. This raucous alarms the homeowner. He shouts at them to leave his home. The robbers are scared. They still try to kick in the door but fail. They leave. A suspicious man saw his chance and took it. Things turned dicey for him quickly. This man looks unsure of what to do as he walks back and forth on this home's porch. He decides and goes to the door. He opens the door and looks in. The homeowner curses him out and barrels towards the door. The man is afraid and closes the door. He raises his hands in surrender. The homeowner exits his house with a gun pointed at the man.
Leave. Now. Now.
The homeowner insists that the man leave. He doesn't bring down the gun. The man leaves slowly. The robbers got into the house, but they mysteriously can't seem to stay still. A man walks into the house and turns on the light. His colleagues also enter. They begin to search around the living room. The man with the dreadlocks tries to take the television. One of the men comes out from inside the house. The men are jittery. A young girl runs back into the house. The man goes into the house to check on his colleague. He runs out and soon the accomplice runs out. Whoever is in the house scares them. The footage captures supposed police officers in a heinous act. The thief breaks into the house. To make sure anyone in the house appears, he announces that he's with the police department. The man calls in his colleague and they enter a room to begin stealing. Another member of their team joins them in the house. They leave the room and check the house for something else to steal. Finding nothing, they walk out of the house. The operation was smooth, but a hitch in the plan left one of them floundering. A man in a black hoodie stands by the vehicle, counting something in his hands. Upstairs, another hooded man runs out with stuff which he throws down to the other man. He jumps over the rail. The man jumps down from the second floor. He quickly packs the bounty into the boot of the car with his colleague. They get into the car and escape unhindered. Someone was left behind. He jumps over the rails with a few jackets in his hand. Onlookers watch him as he escapes on foot. It looks like a ghost and seems to act like one. What can scare it off? A masked man with several fabrics on his hiding his identity, walks around this home compound silently. He is looking out the window when the motion detection alarm of the security camera goes off. This startles the man. He goes to a low part of the ceiling and crosses over to another adjacent building. He runs away. The stakes of this home invasion rose as an innocent life came close to danger. Help was far away.
I'm going on back. Go. You got him? There's that rifle's right there. Relax.
The police were informed of an ongoing home invasion. They arrive in time, but the robbers are in the house already. A mother cries out that her daughter is still in the house. The cop tells her to relax.
Hold. Send me a couple more people to the 3 side now.
The cop prepares to enter the house, stop the robbers, and save the girl.
I'm sure they're all okay. I promise you. Lieutenant, where's the family?
The cop rescues the girl and brings her back to be reunited with her family. Like the voice of judgment, the robbers find themselves in a hard spot with one choice left. The robbers break the lock of this home's door. The 3 hooded men enter the house with guns in their hands. One of them fiddles with the light switch. They start searching the house.
Hey, I'm calling the police right now. I'm calling the police right now. The police is coming right now. The police is coming right now. Bye, guys. Gotcha.
The robbers have barely begun searching when the homeowner's voice via the security camera tells the robbers that he has called the cops on them. The robbers run out of the home. These bold robbers shock the homeowner with their disturbing actions. The homeowner drives home and is about to drive up to their garage. The garage folding rolls up, revealing a couple of robbers in the house. The driver presses on their car, honking in anger.
There is a robbery happening, but they have my husband at gun.
The driver honks for a long while. The robbers do not leave. She calls 911, informing them of the ongoing robbery. She drives closer to the house. One of the robbers makes weird gestures at her. The robbers have guns. She is scared.
And they are driving away. They are driving away from my home.
The robbers enter their car and drive away. 3 robbers made a show of their power. You'll be shocked at how they went about it. The robber leads the 2 men out of their homes at gunpoint. They lead them down the hallway of the apartment. One of the robbers holds on tight to his hostage's clothes and uses his gun to intimidate another hostage. He leads the first hostage away. Another robber takes money from the second hostage's pocket. They lead the hostage into the hallway. After shooting a suspect, the robbers run away. Several creepy figures decide on their next target. They are a blur, but the footage is the best evidence of them and their actions. Four home robbers make their way into this home. One of the robbers in a white hoodie runs up the stairs to the second floor. The other 3 men search the first floor. The robber, still within the focal range of the camera, paces back and forth with a black bag in his hand. No one is at home to stop them, allowing them to do as they please. This burglar could have never gotten into the house, but there was one place no one ever considered. The police have arrested the suspect who burgled a home. However, he lets the man demonstrate how he was able to enter the secure home. The man goes to the window. The man puts his legs through the small hole in the window. He carefully inches his way into the house and twists his body around to get in. His lean physique makes this possible for him. It still isn't easy for him to get in, but he successfully gets into the house as the cop watches him. A robber mysteriously gets into a home and makes no move to hide his intentions. This man enters this house with a small flashlight. There is no one in the room, so he begins to search the drawers. He ruffles through the things in the room quickly, having not found anything valuable yet. He hears a sound coming from another room and runs out. He returns since no one is at home. The man races through the room for whatever he can steal. He then picks up a few valuable things and leaves the room. Robbers try to hide their identity, but one of them slips up, costing them everything. Three masked armed men approach the house. They climb over the railing, and one of them immediately covers the camera from recording them. They were able to get into the house. They leave the house and run away via the back door. The robber's mask falls off, revealing his face. He fights to get the clothes he stole from getting stuck in the door. A dog runs out of the house. The small dog barks and chases after the robbers. This almost became the homeowner's last Christmas. Check out why. A robber with his hoodie up and a handkerchief tied around his face walks up to the door of this home on Christmas Eve, knocking on the door. He brings out a gun. A second robber joins him on the porch. The robber at the door keeps his head down and away from the camera. He keeps on knocking on the door but gets no reply.
Yo!
He begins to call out to the homeowner, shouting, "Yo!" He gets no reply. His accomplice tells him they should leave. After knocking a few times, he leaves with his friend. A delivery man delivered a dreadful package to a home. This man is posing as a delivery guy. He waits at the door till the homeowner opens the door. He sets the supposed delivery on the ground and moves away from the house. The man taps on his phone and then slams his body against the loosely closed door. It opens. Other men follow him into the house, scaring the man and his wife. A family narrowly escapes a target on their back. This woman returns home in the night with her daughter sleeping in her arms. She enters the house, closing the door. She asks someone inside the house why. A robber who has been watching her comes to the door and tries to open it. He has his phone out. The door has been locked. He knocks. He begins to tap on his phone screen and knocks on the door again. No one answers the door. He turns and leaves. After trying all they can to enter the home, something ticks them off. This man gets to the door with his phone out and knocks on the door. Two other strangers, the man's colleagues, walk over to the house. One of the men put his hoodie over his head. The front door, which they've been trying to use to get inside, stays closed. They move to the back. The security camera begins to blare out its alarm. The men leave the house, returning to their car. The robbers had all the time in the world, yet they failed. A car drives into the driveway of this home late at night. Soon, 4 masked and hooded men exit the car. Reaching the door of the home, 3 of the 4 men gather to open the door. The men had been at the door for a while but could not open it. The homeowner comes out on the second floor, seeing them. They scramble away from the door and back to their car, escaping. Who could he trust when impersonators were at his door? The masked man knocks on the door. His accomplice walks up to the door but is pulled back by his friend. He points at the camera.
CPD, open up. We need to ask you a couple.
The man brings out a gun and then knocks on the door. He impersonates an officer, saying he needs to ask the homeowners some questions.
Can I help you?
CPD, we need to ask you a couple questions.
I'm sorry?
The homeowner answers them via the security camera. The man takes off his mask. He repeats that he's a police officer and that the homeowner should come to the front door. The homeowner asks for his badge. He doesn't have one. The homeowner ignores them. While crunching time, the thieves didn't notice the hidden eyes on them. 2 thieves quickly ransack the home for any valuables. One of them runs back into the home while the other checks the dining room. They pack what they can haphazardly and leave the house through the back door. No one is home, but the hidden camera records them. The thieves made their way in and out of the house quickly, but the timing was shocking. A white car drops off 3 robbers at the back of the home. They go into the house as the car drives away. The hooded robbers have just invaded a home. They find some valuables they take in a small black bag, and they leave the house through the front door. It's barely dark outside. This robber had issues with the security camera capturing his weird act. The elevator door opens and reveals a man with a mask on his face. He carefully walks out of the elevator with something in his hand. He covers the security camera with it. The thing doesn't stick to the camera and falls off. The man attaches it to the camera and blocks its sight. The blocker falls off and the camera captures him on his knees cutting something. He gets up in frustration. The elevator is open to close and he runs back to it, using his hand to keep it from fully closing. He enters the elevator. The robbers thought they had the chance to escape, but that dream was crushed. 2 robbers are in this house while a woman, one of the homeowners, is outside. She knows the robbers are inside the house. The robbers have what they need and it's time to leave. Someone arrives at the house in a mini truck. The woman's husband. The woman rides her bike into the garage. The robbers run out as soon as they can. One of them escapes, but the husband still crashes into one of them. The robbers get to their car, about to drive away. The husband crashes into their car, forcing the robbers to escape on foot. In broad daylight, these robbers, although young, manage to pull off their best job yet. The 2 robbers are finding a way to get into the house. One of them tries to enter through the open window but is unsuccessful. He falls to the ground. The robber tries again and gets into the house. His accomplice walks away from the window. The robber inside the house opens the door for the guy outside. He enters the house. Together, both guys start taking appliances out of the house. They stash them in the trash bin in front of the house to carry away once they are done.